In this chapter, we have been creating our functions from scratch. We have defined various functions and added parameters and added return types and then called them in our main function. These functions are called user-defined function because we as user of Java and software developers are creating them. We are defining the finite steps, naming the function appropriately, then calling it in our code. There are many functions that developers want to use, but not necessarily define themselves, and the creators of Java have defined some of them for us. We just have to call the function by the name that's already defined in Java. We don't have to define it. One function that we have been using a lot that's built in is println. We never defined system.out.println because we can call it because it's built-in function to Java. Back at the beginning of the course, we talked about operations on data types. Operations we can run on strings, operations we can run on ENTs, and many of these operations are really functions. The dot equal operation that we have run in the past is really a string function. The value we have added between the parentheses is the string we want to compare the original string to. The way we call a built-in function might seem a little bit different than a user-defined function, and that's because it is. We are using the dot operator to access many of these built-in functions. For system.out.println, we have to access out from system and then the println function from out. We will talk more about the dot operator in the next chapter. But the main takeaway here is sometimes we will define our custom functions and sometimes we will use built-in functions. So how do we find out about all of these built-in functions? Let's say you want to create a custom function of exponentiation, something that will take a given number to the second power or the fifth power. This is a common task, and there might be something in Java that already does this. So you will Google around and try to find some examples of a built-in function that already does exponentiation or an example of a user-defined function. So let's open Google Chrome or any browser and check for exponentiation Java function. So I have Google searched it and I'm on math POW method with Java. So that is a so if you can see there are two inputs for this function and it is accepting double as a variable type, and we can also see the way through which we can access it. So like math.pow and then ab. So like in this way we can access it. Now we will jump to our code and we will see like how to implement built-in functions in Java. So here what I need to do pow, and then if you can see it is accepting two variables in double. So I will enter the values here 2 and 5, let's say, and I will assign a value here. I will assign a variable here in which I will print it. So for example, result is equals to math.pow, and I will use system.println to print the output. And I will run the program and let's see what happens. So if you can see our output got printed. So there are a lot of built-in functions that are present. So match dot if you do, so you can see there are a lot of functions that are already created in Java that we can use. So these are basically the built-in functions. Math is just one component containing a series of built-in functions. So what's the benefit of using built-in functions? You don't have to write the implementation of function yourself. You just need to call it. All you have to know about the function is what it takes as input and what the expected output is based on what the function does. Usually, if there is a built-in function for the thing you want to accomplish, you should use it instead of creating your own custom function. Built-in functions have been tested a lot by the creators of the programming languages. They are basically guaranteed to do what they are described to do. Next, you will test your skills about functions in a coding challenge. Good luck.